today I have a special guest, J.R. Rivas, coming from Tampa, Florida. I'm sure you guys have seen this rising star. He got his first 7 clients within 45 days, bringing his agency to 10 grand a month. Now, this guy's going to share exactly how he did it, the campaigns that he did to get the clients, but then also dive into his business manager and show you all what he's doing. He's not only doing the sales, he's doing the fulfillment himself as well. And so this guy is an all-around badass marketer. Excited to have him on here. So JR, you want to kind of go into your story, man? Excited to have you here. And I know a lot of other people are too.
What's up, guys? Yeah, so my name is J.R. Rivas. I live in Tampa, Florida. And I started this whole digital marketing journey about a year ago. And before that, so I'm 23 years old. Before that, I owned a couple of tax businesses, brick and mortar. But the overhead was really, really high. I still managed to do okay, though. But it just sucked. At my peak, I had 53 employees. And I just, hated life at that point.
Dude, 53 employees. That's a ton of people to watch over. And
yeah.
How old were you at that point?
I was 19 I got the 3 locations when I was 19, and then I had 53 employees from 19 to 21 around there.
Wow, man. While everybody else is at college, you're here building a huge business. How did that turn out?
Yeah, it was insane. I managed to grow all 3 locations, combined 17% that year. But it was just a ton of overhead and management and stress and liability. I even had someone slip and fall in one of my offices and break their collarbone and stuff. So, yeah, it was just a lot of crap and headaches. So when I launched this, I kind of wanted to avoid all that. And, I have a lot of work that I outsource and stuff, but I have no employees, which makes me extremely happy. And then I see some people who run, one of my buddies, he just transitioned his agency into an office with 11 employees, and I just don't want that life right now. So I did all that. I came from not a wealthy background, single mom. I lived in my high school had a 40% dropout rate. My neighborhood, we had a murder and stuff happen right behind my house. So it was not a good area. But I just kind of latched onto successful people, whether through books or articles and stuff like that, and just started studying and just kind of tried to lift myself out of that situation. So I was able to do that. And then after I finished with the whole tax thing, I sold all my locations, and it was kind of back to square one. And I started off online, just researching. I was really, really newbie and really green just a year ago. I remember when Russell, one of the funny stories I have is you guys know Russell Brunson, and he had the whole .com secrets free plus shipping offer.
Oh, yeah.
When I was researching different books to get, I actually came across that link. And I didn't know anything about internet marketing, so I didn't know what a free plus shipping was. And I was like, oh, this must be a scam. So instead of buying it through the free plus shipping link, I went to Amazon and bought it there instead, just because I was scared of getting scammed. So that's super, super green. And this was not even that long ago. So yeah, so then I kind of sucked at this whole thing for 5-6 months. And then once I got the hang of it, I was able to go from 0 to 10K within 45 days, just running ads for chiropractors and realtors and stuff like that.
Dude, you're a boss, man. Starting your first company. At what age was that?
I was 18 with the tax business.
Wow, 18 in the tax business. While everybody else is having fun partying, you're out building a dream business. Then you decide to leave the brick and mortar, go and start an online business. Skeptical as hell in the beginning, and then end up becoming a brand name yourself. I know you're not only running your agency, but creating digital products for yourself as well, and doing a lot of affiliate programs. It's you are dabbling in everything that you were skeptical in at first. It's just so funny how that storyline plays out.
Yeah. One time, this is another crazy story. So my first tax office was dead in the middle of the hood. And there was a barbershop next door. One day, something happened, a fight broke out there, and someone got stabbed to death, in the middle of the day, at that barbershop next door. So it's the busiest day in the year. So in the tax business, the 5th Monday of the year, which is usually the first Monday of February, is the busiest day of the year. So it was the busiest day of the year, and they pretty much blocked off the whole street with police tape and stuff. So none of my customers could get in. The cops literally, like, they wanted to like strategize. So I had cameras, so I was able to see this whole thing. They actually came into my office, like 6 cops, and asked if they could use my back room to talk about like their game plan of what had just happened. And I'm sitting there, like, I had cameras, so I'm sitting there watching them like have this little meeting in my back office, which also served as like a call center for my 3 locations. All the calls were routed there. So like the phone's ringing like crazy. The cops are there. So they like kicked us out of the room. So we can't answer the phone. No one could get in or out of my office. The news is outside, like interviewing people about what happened. It was just like complete and total chaos. So
Dude, that's ridiculous. And this is in Tampa, yeah?
no, this was in Pennsylvania, Allentown, Pennsylvania. I just moved to Tampa like 4 months ago, 4 months.
Awesome, man. We got a strong EA local crowd out there in Tampa. We got to get connected.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Well, good stuff. I'm really excited for this training because I know that there's a lot of digital marketers here in EA that are either just getting started or looking to scale. And you don't only started, you scaled immediately to 10K a month, which at that range, you are self-sufficient. You make all of your money online. This is, you pretty much know in your heart, you're not probably going to ever have to go back and get a job. And like, that's got to be a good feeling, man. What was it like when you hit that first 10K?
It was crazy because like my dream was always to, work from home and not have to leave my house. This is actually like my little home office. It's a room that I just converted into an office. But it was like a little bit of like culture shock at first, like having all this freedom and the community was awesome, and not having to deal with too many people or pretty much any overhead. Like everything that I made at that point went straight to my pocket, which was awesome and totally different from like brick and mortar, where like 80% of everything that you make goes right out the door right away. I remember I was paying over 50 grand a year just to landlords, just for rent for the locations. So yeah, it's just been like a phenomenal ride. It's crazy that something like this even exists, like is even possible today.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's almost like the wild, wild west. Like there are no rules. You can go out and find clients if you have the right strategy this week. Nobody is like, there's no barriers to entry. There is only a really ambition. For me, I got my start a couple years ago and found myself stuck and frustrated between projects. I was doing a lot of branding and like videography and just all the website design. And so when I took Dave Rogan-Moser's course, 6K Success, it was just such a sigh of relief for me when I, within 4 days of taking that course, landed my first $1,500 per month retainer. And then not as fast as you, man, but I scaled to $8,700 a month within 8 months. And that was basically, my back was up against the wall where I was at this point financially, where I had to either make it or break it. I either had to get a job or I had to go out and get some clients immediately. And so I'm thinking that if they're watching this right now, I think that they can both take our stories and know that it's all about just ambition and going out and making it happen because you can literally get clients immediately. And I'm excited for you to share on how you did that, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to actually take you guys. So I'm really like not a fluff guy, and I'm not like teach a strategy at like a 10,000, view angle or whatever. Like I actually go in and show you guys what I did. Not so that you can just copy it word for word, because if you do, that's probably not going to work, but so that you can take the overall strategy of what I did and apply that for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, JR here, he is being fully transparent and pulling back the curtain. So be respectful here, keep this, video here within EA and our tight-knit community. Make sure that, you do it discretionally. This is not to copy and paste, but merely as like a framework for what success looks like. So just, be respectful here of how open JR is being. But yeah, thank you so much, man, for kind of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Showing us what you
and that's not to say like a lot of this stuff I've learned from other people, and I've taken strategies that they have and I just kind of tweak it and then did what I'll talk about that as I go through. So without further ado, if you want, I'll just dive in right now.
Absolutely, bro. Share your screen. Do whatever you have to do.
Okay, so let me, all right, can you see my screen there?
No, not yet. Let's see. Okay, there we go.
Okay, are you seeing my ads account?
I do.
Okay, perfect. So this is a group of 3 or 4 ads. One of them might be a repeat of how I pretty much scaled to 10K. Now I don't use these anymore, and I'll tell you guys exactly why. And it's because when I was using these, I didn't have results. I didn't have a testimonial, so I needed to come up with something else. And to do that, I started doing free trials for people. Now, obviously, you don't want to be stuck doing free trials for your services forever. So that's why I kind of got away from these methods. But if you're looking to get into a new niche, or if you're looking to get your first couple clients, this will work wonders for you. So I kind of got my start with chiropractors. So I ran a Facebook ad to so I started off doing a lot of really newbie things. Like I'd try to find chiropractors on Facebook and message them and see if they'd give me a shot that way, like really spammy stuff like that. But we all got to start somewhere, and that didn't really work. So then I started thinking, what's something else that I could do? And I come across, if you guys are familiar with Billy Jean, I came across one of his free products. I think it was a free plus shipping or something. And he had this method where you make these videos for clients, and they're personalized videos. So let's say you get a list of 10 people you want to work with, and then you send them a personal video. So I was like, that's all great and stuff, but that takes a lot of time. And I had a bunch of time, but I'm all about the quick route. Like I wanted to get to 6 figures fast. So I basically took his method, I turned that into a Facebook ad, and then I ran that to chiropractors. So this can work for yoga studios, gyms, restaurants, any simple business like that. So it would work for businesses like that, but it probably wouldn't work for personal injury lawyers or plumbers or things like that, where you only need them, sparingly. So for example, if you're hungry, you go to a restaurant, you grab a bite to eat. If your back hurts, you go to a chiropractor. If you want to do yoga, you go to a yoga studio. It's not stuff that if your HVAC breaks or something like that, you're going to go to Google and type in, HVAC repair. So just keep that in mind as well. So this would also work for things like cryotherapy places. Float tanks are really popular. So those kinds of clients, I just want to reiterate that and make sure that you're going for those kinds of clients. And we call them, or Dan Henry calls them, easy clients. So I'm going to dive into this first ad right here. I'm not going to show this whole thing to you guys because it's about 5 minutes long, but I'll happily send Austin a link, and he can push this out to you guys and you can watch the full thing. But basically, here's the ad itself. Just says, hey, chiropractors, want to increase sales in your practice? One thing I would change about this is, instead of saying sales, I'd say patients, because that's more of how chiropractors talk. So example, if you're doing yoga studios, you call them students. You want to find out what they call their customers, because to be honest, sometimes it's a little bit offensive when you say something like this and they're like, well, we don't increase sales, we increase patients. And it just shows that you're not pretty connected to what they do. But being really green at the time that I came up with this, I was just trying to get something up. I didn't really understand copy and stuff like that too great. So basically, I'll walk you through the psychology of this. I did a basic call out, hey, chiropractors, and then a desire, want to increase sales in your practice. And like I said, I changed that to patients. Another thing you can do is call out a desire and then subtract a pain point. So, hey, chiropractors, want to increase sales in your practice without it costing you an arm and a leg, or want to increase patients in your practice without it costing an arm and a leg. That's the kind of thing that people worry about, that chiropractors are worrying about when it comes to advertising. So you want to talk, you kind of want to talk to them the way that that two chiropractors would talk to each other at a bar. So if they're having a drink, something that you could imagine them saying is like, hey man, I really want to increase my patient flow this month, but I just don't want it to cost me an arm and a leg. That seems like the casual conversation that, two chiropractors would have. And this just comes from understanding, who you're going after. And you can just do a little bit of research online and find that kind of stuff out. So then I go in and I say, hey, I'm J.R. Rivas and I run a Facebook ads agency helping chiropractors increase business. Now, notice that I didn't come out and say, hi, I'm J.R. Rivas and I help chiropractors increase sales. Because until this point, I haven't given anyone a reason to care about who I am. So once I call them out, I call out their desire, and then I introduce myself. So big mistake I see a lot of people do is they're like, hi, I'm Bill so-and-so, and I run this. Like, nobody cares until you give them a reason to. And then I go in and I say, click here to book a 15-minute consultation with me to discuss how to increase sales through the use of Facebook ads. The reason I did that is because I want my link to be above the fold. And if you don't know what that means, it means when you're scrolling through Facebook and you have to hit continue reading, you want to have your link above that. So that's why I introduced the link right then and there. And some people might be sold right then and there and want to book a call. And I said, I'm looking for 5 chiropractors to run campaigns for at absolutely no cost to you. If you like the results, then we can work together. If not, no harm, no foul. Then I go on to say, why only 5? So one thing I've learned from Frank Kern is if you ever offer scarcity, you want to justify that scarcity. You don't just want to be like, hey, I only have 20 spots left from my workshop. You want to give a legitimate reason why. So I said, well, I'm not one of those big agencies full of trickery and gimmicks. I'm just a guy who's figured this stuff out, and I only have so much time in a day. Now that does a few things. I'm justifying my scarcity, and I'm appealing to my ideal customer. So chiropractors out there, who might have been ripped off by these other big agencies, they might be like, this isn't this guy's not going to lock me into some crazy terms and crazy agreements, and it's just this guy who's figured this stuff out. So I know people who are booking a call with me, they're my ideal client. And then I said, if you'd like to give it a shot with no risk, click the link below and book a 15-minute strategy call with me. Now, if I were to do this again, I would go into a little bit more detail about how I'm not like this really salesy guy, like what they're used to dealing with. I'm literally just going to talk to you on the phone. And I'd probably throw in a line like, seriously, this is not a joke. Leave your credit card at home or something like that, just so they let their guard down a little bit. So now, as far as this video right here, I'll kind of skip through it just so you guys see. But first thing I want you to notice is that it's not super high production quality. Like, it's literally just me sitting in front of my computer with a webcam talking, and I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. Like, I'm not even super fancy dressed or anything like that. So many people think that if they're going to have a video, it has to be super fancy or something like that. And then, oops, sorry. So then let me just mute it. And then I just literally, this video is just me taking them in through the campaign that I'm going to run for them and showing them the targeting, which actually this don't do this part because this won't get approved by Facebook anymore. At the time, I don't think it would have either, but it somehow slipped through. But you can't show the Facebook Power Editor dashboard in an ad. But I got lucky and it slipped through. So if I were to do this again, I would just show them in Google Slides or something, or make a slide showing them what the targeting is going to be. And then I literally just went through and I showed them the ad that I would run for them. And I put in a very generic offer. So I put in a free consultation for the offer, because I don't want to turn them off by telling them that they're going to have to discount right away. But once I get them on the phone, I could explain that a little bit better. And they're usually okay with having to throw a discount to get people in the door. Then I show them the landing page as well. Now, I made this landing page really fancy because I wanted to impress them. But I don't actually use video landing pages because it's pretty harsh on your load times and stuff like that. And you want your landing pages to load within 3 seconds, or you're going to have a pretty high bounce rate. So then I show them the thank you page. I show them I talk about retargeting, and I'll show you why that's going to be important in a sec. But another key thing that I want to bring up is you don't want to use what Russell Brunson calls Techno Babble. So you don't want to use any industry terms. And if you do, you want to back up for a second and explain what that means. So I say, in this video, for example, I say, so when people land on this landing page, if they don't end up coming into your office, we're going to retarget them. Now, retargeting is kind of like those little ads that follow you around the internet all the time that you see all over the place because you clicked on one specific link. So then I go in and I show them how I'm going to retarget, which another thing I would have did differently was cut this video down lower than 3 minutes. This one was about 5 minutes. And then at the end, I say, hey, if you like what you see here and you think that this could work for you, then click the link below or above this video to book a strategy call with me. And we'll work. I say I'll work with you totally free for a week. If you like the results, then we can work together. And if not, no harm, no foul. So that I'll kind of walk you through the rest of the ads because this was just the beginning. I retargeted them with 2 separate videos after this. And then once you click this link right here, all this is a Calendly booking page. So I didn't even use a landing page or anything like that. It literally just prompts them to book a call with me. So that's sort of step 1 in the process. But this actually did give me a lot of appointments, but I got more appointments through the retargeting. So I'm going to back up for a second, and I'm going to take you through the first retargeting ad that I did. Mind you, I still didn't have a client yet. So I just used this to push people to book the call and the free strategy. So it says, bam, you've just been retargeted. They might not know what retargeting is, even though I explained it to them before. I said, that means you're only seeing this ad because you watched at least half of my last video. And then they're like, okay, now I know what retargeting is. This method is how I get 60 to 80% of new patients that come into my clients' offices. This is extremely effective, and the best part is I'm able to show you this right now for less than a nickel. So again, I'm battling those preconceived notions and those thoughts in their mind that this is going to be really expensive. And then I shot this video. Literally, actually, I could probably show you this one. It's only about a minute long. So I shot this video. I bought a whiteboard, which you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot for about $12. A 4x8 whiteboard, which is more than you need. And then I just propped it up in my house, and I bought some lighting, and I shot this video on my iPhone. I think I had like an iPhone 6 or something at the time. So I'll show you guys the video.
Okay, so you have just been retargeted. If you remember my last video, I talked a little bit about retargeting, but I wanted to expand on that. The reason I'm getting in front of you right now is because you watched at least 50% of my last video. Now, the same concept is what I'm going to use to get in front of your customers. Now, on average, most people that come to your landing page, and when we ask them for their name, email, phone number.
Can you pause it real quick? It's kind of quiet right now.
What happened?
It got really quiet right there in the middle.
Okay, I lowered my volume because I didn't want feedback, but I can turn it back on. Hold on.
It sounded great in the beginning.
Okay, 1 sec. Here, I'll back it up a little. Let me know if it sounds fine.
Because you watched at least 50% of my last video. Now, this same concept is what I'm going to use to get in front of your customers. Now, on average, most people that come to your landing page, and when we ask them for their name, email, and phone number in order to get your free offer, they're not comfortable yet giving that information. So we have to hit them a couple more times in their newsfeed. This accounts for about 60 to 80% of the patients that are going to come into your practice. So we install a piece of software on this page, and anytime they come on Facebook, only the people who did not opt in are going to see this ad. So this ad can be specifically tailored to these people. Now, I only have a few spots left to work with me. Again, I am running the free trial. I'm willing to do this for you for a week at no risk to show you that it works. I like to earn your business instead of just asking you for money up front. So if you'd still like to work with me, click the link below and schedule a 15-minute strategy call, and I look forward to hearing from you. Once again, my name is JR Rivas, Facebook ads expert.
Okay, so another key thing about this is I retargeted the crap out of them. So I didn't only do Facebook, and I also did back then, it was before like instant articles. I think it was just called Audience Network or something. So when they'd be on another website, they'd be like reading an article or something. This video would come up, and this ad would come up. So so I got a lot of messages from chiropractors saying, "Hey JR, I saw your retargeting and I'm pretty impressed. Let's chat." Not only did this video get calls booked, but I also got messages from chiropractors as well, and was able to book calls with them. So far, because I don't use a landing page for this specific process, you want to retarget people who watched at least 50% of the last video. And around the time I was doing this, Facebook, I think, had just come out with that feature, or it'd only been out for a month or two. So at this point, I'd gotten a bunch of free trials. I think I had maybe like 3 to 5, somewhere around there. And the first one that I was able to get results for, I made a video showing the results that I got for that guy. And then I retargeted everybody with that video. So I'll show you guys what that looks like as well. Okay, so it just says, still haven't booked a call with me for your free trial. Check out my recent case study. Click here to book a 15-minute call, or just shoot me a message. At that point, people were messaging me, so I was like, maybe I should just prompt them to shoot a message if maybe they're not comfortable with clicking the link or whatever. So I'll play this for you guys.
JR here, and at this point, you're seeing this video because you've taken the time to watch one of my last 2 videos, and maybe you're still not sure about me. You haven't booked a call with me. You need a little bit more convincing, and that's okay, because this is the same thing that's going to happen with your customers. So I just wanted to tell you about one of my recent success stories, Dr. Dial from Dial Chiropractic. Go ahead, Google him, look him up, look up his practice, even find him on Facebook. He's always happy to talk to people about me. So recently, we brought him over 163 new leads in just the first week of him working with me for about $140. And I know you guys are all wondering how many new patients this brought in. This brought in 20 new patients in just the first week. He didn't even get to call all the people yet. That's how I don't think he was expecting the results that we got. He's in Lumberton, North Carolina. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to him. Hopefully this is enough to get you guys to book a 15-minute strategy call with me. I just finished with my last group of 5. I have room for 5 more people. But after this, I'm done doing the free trials because I'm just building up enough case studies and I'm getting enough referral business that I don't really need to do this anymore. But I just wanted to reach out one last time to anybody who's been thinking about it but hasn't, pulled the trigger. Go ahead, click the link above or below this video. Schedule a 15-minute call with me. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions and share with you stats or anything like that. So if you are interested, this is your last chance. Click the link above or below this video. Schedule a call with me. And once again, my name is JR Rivas, Facebook ads expert, and I look forward to working with you.
And that was it. So then I used that to retarget from my second video and my first video. So of the free trials that I was doing, the first 3 that I got, I ended up closing. And after the first week, on $1,500 a month on retainer. And I closed all those. So I was making like almost nothing online, and then I closed those 3 within a week, and my income went to $4,500. And then throughout the next month, I was able to bring it up to over $10,000 a month. Another thing that I started doing was the people that I was working with, I was offering them an incentive to refer people to me. So I told them I'll take $250 a month off of their fee if they send me any friends. The first guy you saw, Dr. Dial, he ended up sending me a bunch of people. So that worked out great. I also told him, hey, if anybody reaches out to you after seeing this ad, and I end up closing them, I'll also, give you a referral bonus for that. Nobody ended up reaching out to him, but just the fact that I pointed him out and I said, look, this is a real person. Check out his office listing, check out his Facebook, built the trust with people. So, Austin, do you have any questions about any of this stuff so far?
Yeah, man. Hey, let's take it off screen share real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, dude, I think that this is amazing. I love this. I actually haven't seen a strategy like this. We talk a lot about LinkedIn prospecting and 6K success, using Facebook groups for your niche, things like that. A lot of free ways. So I guess my first question would be, how expensive is this? If you look at the metric cost per lead.
Yeah.
Cost
So, one of the great things about Facebook ads is if something's not working, you just stop doing it and you only have to spend like $20 or $30 to find out. So I was able to get appointments for this for less. I think I got my first one within $15. And to hit 10K, I did not spend any more than $450. And the great thing is Facebook doesn't bill you till the end of the month. So if you're running an ad, you don't even have to worry about paying it until the end of the month. And I would not recommend spending more than $50 out of pocket. If you spend $50 and get no results, then it's time to tweak things. It's time to try something else. It's time to take a step back and look at what's going on and evaluate from there. So it doesn't have to be expensive at all. I built a 6-figure business off $450, which is insane.
Yeah, that is insane. We use a metric to try and get within 45 days personally, because we'll have our Amex card, which gets 3x points on advertising. So that's how we fly a lot and stuff too. So whenever we spend $1 on Facebook, we'll get 3 points. And I also like how that also extends the time period in which we can get cash back. Yeah. And so basically we've extended our pay period to 45 days, meaning that we can spend dollars today, and within 45 days that it takes to close a lead, now you have enough money to pay off that bill. So cool strategies there. So that's $450 to get to 10K. What is that? And you had 7 clients. So 45 divided by 7, $50 acquisition cost?
Well, if I remember correctly, 2 were from referrals. So,
okay. Still, right? That's pretty cool. I really like that, man. I think that if you guys are serious, definitely take a look at that. Find a niche and run. The copy is generic enough that it can be applied to several different industries. I like that. I've always thought about this niche. I know somebody's going to take it now that I mention it. The rhinoplastic surgeon niche, or any of those specialty plastic surgery niches. You could even go as far as what is it called? I played hockey and I have a couple of veneers, and just that specific doctor, whoever does that manoplastic, reconstruction, whatever.
A big niche that I think is untapped that'd be great for anybody to go after is med spas. So it's like plastic surgery, but it's not permanent. So they just do Botox, lip injections, and stuff like that. So I actually knew this guy who he built his agency well over $50K a month just with med spas. He actually got one, and it was some franchise or some network, and they turned him on to 10 others, and he charged them each $3,000 a month. And all they did was a very, very simple, $9 Botox or something like that. And the thing with that is it doesn't last forever, and you have to have multiple sessions. So then they'd hook people because, if you only came in once, then, it's going to deflate in a month or whatever. So that ended up working out really, really well for him in California. So, but I'm pretty sure the niche is wide open all over the country.
I love that, man. What other niches are you thinking about?
So right now I work with mostly real estate and chiropractors, just because that's what I started with, and I just kind of stuck to it.
Are you mostly on like the buyer side or the seller side for
With real estate?
yeah.
Buyer and a little bit of seller too. But I'm actually revamping that stuff because I've been working on a bunch of new strategies to find. Cause the thing with real estate is like not everything works the same way every part of the country. So I'm working on something that will work for any market, which is stay tuned for that.
Cool, man. I love it. Also question is I noticed you went from your ads straight to a Calendly link. Why wouldn't you go to a landing page to collect their email?
That's a good question. At the time, I didn't want to put another barrier between, because all I cared about was them booking a call. So I didn't want to put another barrier in between that where I could lose people. So, but if I were to do it over, I would probably embed the Calendly link onto a landing page. I probably still wouldn't ask for email just because to me, retargeting is almost as good as having someone on your email list. So if you can just get them to click a link and pixel them or watch a video, it's almost as good as having them on your email list because you can show them an ad whenever you want or send them or show them a message whenever you want. You just don't know exactly who they are.
Yeah, very cool, man. Awesome. And do you feel like that the ad that you ran that was specifically for chiropractors, not for them as clients, but towards them to get clients, to get them as a client, could that be applied, do you believe, to other niches pretty easily?
Yeah, because the thing is, when you're in the Facebook targeting, so let me screen share and back up for a second and show you guys the targeting for this ad. So when you're targeting, this will work for anything that you can. So there's actually two ways you can do it. If you can go on a website like List Giants and buy a list of your ideal customers and then retarget those on Facebook with your ads, if you can't do what I'm about to show you. Because for chiropractors, you can target them relatively easily on Facebook just through like job title. So see my potential reach was about 30,000 chiropractors. And I did United States. This languages stuff, I'd probably take that out because Facebook doesn't really know what language people speak. And then I just did all these interests: chiropractic, chiropractic medicine, doctor of chiropractic, doctor of chiropractic medicine, and then all these different job titles: owner / doctor, chiropractic, doctor of chiropractic, chiropractic owner, chiropractic physician, chiropractic education. And that was it. And then I excluded employees. So that way I could hopefully get in front of just business owners, not people who worked at a chiropractic place.
That's a good exclusion audience. I like that. And guys, I want to remind you of another training that I think that would go really well hand in hand with this campaign. Alex Schlinsky, he did a training all about LinkedIn prospecting and how you can automate LinkedIn for a specific niche using Sales Navigator and then Duck Soup as the software, where you can actually build your list all around a specific niche, offer them some kind of free value just to get them to go to the website. And now they're also in your retargeting campaign.
Right.
And they're connected with you on LinkedIn, so it can go full circle if they message you and they see another post by you and they're reminded of you. It helps give you like this omnipresence. So I like all these different tactics that you're hearing about in all these masterclasses, guys. They go hand in hand with each other.
Right. So I just want to show you real quick. So let's say you want to go after yoga studios. You can type in like yoga studio owner. Maybe that might come up. Or you can type in like yoga studio or probably like yoga instructor. Okay, so yoga instructor job title, 43,000 people. And then just exclude employees. And that way you'll get, at the very least, a business owner who runs a yoga studio as well. So that's another little, and then you can also do like certified yoga instructor. And then this works the same way for like restaurant owner. There you go, restaurant owner job title, 4,472. And then you can do like fine dining and all that kind of stuff. So this works for a lot of different niches out there.
That's so cool, man. Awesome. Guys, go out and take action on that. Like immediately after this call. Awesome. What else do you have for us, JR?
Yeah. So do you have any questions about anything that I've shown so far?
You've been so thorough, and let's see. We got the ad copy down, got the creative down. Just showed us the audiences. How do you scale that?
Do you want to see what I do for the clients once I have them?
Yeah, let's do that too.
Yeah. Okay. So to answer your other question, as far as scaling, you just get referrals. I mean, I have one other guy who I ended up working with who he kind of just took over like the prospecting for me. And then I just do like closing them. But that wasn't until like very, very recently. So, and I still work together with him. We're trying like direct mail and stuff like that. So it's very scalable because I do the same thing for literally every single client in every market.
Exactly.
And I've also done this in Canada, and it might also work in Australia, the UK, all those different places. So once I got the client,
I just want to stop you there real quick and point out the genius of that. I think I've talked about this several times on my Facebook Ad Fridays, where I do it live in the group. But guys, find a niche that you can duplicate a campaign over and over again. That's basically just like fill in the blanks, copy and paste. That's going to make your life as an agency easier. You can build up case studies, making it so much easier to sell. I mean, imagine if you have all your case studies in a binder like this, and you say, I've done it for this zip code, this zip code, this zip code, and this zip code, all at the same campaign, getting similar results. We're just waiting to fill up the next page. And if that's going to be you or a competitor zip code, I'm only going to accept one. You have the opportunity right now to get these results, or people in your area will get these results. But I am only going to accept one client in this zip code. The power of that is incredible. And it's so predictable too, because you've done it so many times in a row.
Yeah, exactly. One of my mistakes early on was I was just kind of like my first actual client that I kind of struggled with. It was a payroll company, like, processing paychecks for people every 2 weeks for companies. And I was able to get them like a few clients here and there. But the thing is, that was never scalable. Like they work across the country. So once I got results for them, I couldn't go to another company and be like, hey, I could do the same thing for you. It just wouldn't work. So, let me go back.
Which is the reason why you would want to niche down. If you guys are trying to debate, like I've talked with a few of you all, you're like, I don't really know what niche to choose. Like, I don't want to really turn away clients because I don't want to be, you want to be the jack of all trades and a master of none. You don't want to be that. You want to be more focused of like a master of one trade. So you become the industry expert, start going to conferences, start networking through that, and just building a reputation for yourself in that realm. It helps a lot.
One thing I can say on that was, so one of my clients ended up, there's a big event called Cairo Sushi. And he ended up this year, Grant Cardone spoke there. So my client spoke also, and he spoke on the same stage as Grant Cardone. And then he made a whole slide in his presentation about me and about my agency and what we've been doing for him. And that's helped generate business as well. And that just came from just going through clients, keeping the referral loop open and stuff like that. So I'll share my screen here, and I will go over to, let me jump into an ad account here. Okay, so this is real time, one of my clients' ads accounts. And what we're doing for him is he's in Omaha, Nebraska. And we're actually just, we have a very simple offer. And this is like our go-to offer that we run for everybody. And it just says, hey Omaha moms, I'm only targeting women with this. Back pain, neck pain, and headaches are no fun, right? I'm Dr. Tapper with Wellness Point Chiropractic, and I'm doing something crazy to promote our office. For a limited time, we're giving away 47 vouchers for a consultation, exam, adjustment, and reported findings for just $21, $250 value. Click here to enter your name, email, and phone number. And then down here, I just have a couple of testimonials. Right here's a legal disclaimer. And then I have a few images of him in his office doing his thing. And that's pretty much it. So this is like my go-to offer because it just works so well. If they have the X-ray available in the office, then I run that for them as well. Once they click this link, they're taken to a super simple landing page made in ClickFunnels. And then it's for a consultation, adjustment, exam, and report of findings. Then I have a picture of their location, rephrase the copy again, and then use the same image from the back. 2 different testimonials. Sometimes I have to use the same ones depending on how many testimonials they have. And you want to make sure that the testimonials are from Facebook because Facebook testimonials convert higher than Google testimonials or anything else really. So this will be up to you, but I know Russell Brunson does this. He'll take a testimonial that's not from Facebook and then make it look like it is from Facebook just because it'll help the conversion rate slightly. And then once you click here, it's just a pop-up box and it asks for name, email, and phone number. Takes you to a thank you page where it just prompts them to call now, and you want to offer an additional offer. So for example, one thing that works well with chiropractic is book a call now and book a time slot, and we'll give you a free 15-minute massage. When they call in, upsell them on a 30 or 60-minute massage. And this what I tell the clients is this $21 plus what they make from the upsells should be more than enough to cover your ad spend monthly, which for most businesses I work with is usually around $400 to $500. So as far as targeting for this, no interest. All I'm doing is targeting women between the age of 21 and 64 on Facebook in their area, in their town. So this is in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm just targeting women 21 to 64 in Omaha. You don't want to go beyond 64 for this kind of stuff because in the chiropractic niche, there's like Medicaid and Medicare and stuff like that. And most chiropractors don't want to work with those kinds of patients. So I just exclude those ages. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my whole business model in a nutshell.
Awesome, man. And was that, let's go back to the screen share here.
Sure.
Was that a map or a photo of a map?
Okay, so this is a photo, but I made it clickable because, so there's this website. It's a great resource. It's called Hotjar, HOTJAR.com. And it gives you some JavaScript software and JavaScript code, and you install it on this landing page. And then anytime someone visits the page, you can see what their action is and see where they click. So what I found is, for some strange reason, people were landing here and they would start clicking this map, and then they'd get frustrated and leave. So I made the map clickable, and it just brings up the opt-in box. And also, I think, yeah, these are clickable too. That way, it helped the conversion slightly.
Okay, and what happens when they click the button?
When they click the button, it's just this pop-up, and it asks for their email.
That's email and phone number. Do you, I guess, send them the voucher through their email?
Yeah, exactly. And then the voucher, actually, if you want, I'll get real deep, and I'll go into my active campaign account and show you guys the little email sequence. And I also send them a text, which was like life-changing when I figured that out.
That's cool. What do you use to send text? Twilio?
Active Campaign. That's why I use Active Campaign, because you can do everything from within here. You just buy some text credits. It's $50 a month, so it's $50 a month if you go over 1,000 contacts. So every time I get over 1,000, it keeps, it's basically like tier pricing. So then once you go over 2,500, then it's like $90 a month. So every time I get over 1,000, I just back up all the contacts and delete them. That way, my monthly fee or whatever stays the same on here. But it's not a big deal. So if you don't mind paying a little extra, then you just let it run. So here's one of my sequences. So I do the same sequence for all the clients. So as soon as they get on this list, which this is integrated with ClickFunnels, they get a very simple email. It just says subject line bad news, and then it says bad news, we're almost out of vouchers due to the fact they're redeemable on a first call basis. Please give us a call to book your appointment as soon as possible. Here's your voucher code. Look forward to meeting you soon. And then not only that, but the client also gets a text when there's a lead, and they get an email, because a huge key to this is they have to follow up within 5 minutes. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I make that super clear at first, because when someone opts in, they're in that state of pain. But if you call them, the next day, then they might have forgotten about it. They might not be in pain at that moment. So your conversion rates drastically drop. And then 15 minutes after they opt in, so they've already gotten an email, then they get a text just saying, hey, I just wanted to make sure you got your voucher, and, give us a call again. Here's your voucher code. And the reason I like this is because it actually comes from a 7-digit phone number, and it looks like you're actually getting a text from that client. So it doesn't come from one of those weird 6-digit phone numbers. So it's more personal, and it looks like you're getting a legitimate text from a friend. And texts, as everyone knows, have 100% open rate.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you use your client's phone number, or can you?
So I'm not sure if you can, but I don't. But if they text back, it's set up so that the client will receive it at their phone number.
Okay.
So which they almost never text back. So yeah, it comes from a 7-digit phone number. I don't know from where. It always changes it to different parts of the country. But yeah, I found that highly increases the rate of the person actually showing up.
Awesome, man. This is very cool. I like the intricacies of it. Like, there are small nuances that make this amazing. I think the added with the text is what probably makes this thing convert so high.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that brings me to something you mentioned, that your client is expected to give the leads a call within 5 minutes or less, you said?
Yeah.
What are all the expectations you set up for your clients up front?
Pay every month.
Yeah.
And call leads within 5 minutes. That's it. I try not to give them too much work, because if you ask, so another thing is, for the pictures in the campaign, I try to dig through their website and their Facebook and find pictures I can use, because if I ask them for a picture, they're going to take a week just to take a simple picture. So, and you got to keep reminding them and be on top of them. So the least amount of work you can give the client, the better.
Awesome. I love that, dude. Very cool. Well, as we wrap up here, kind of let the floor go open. I want to know, what are 3 action steps that somebody listening to this call, they should do next after doing this? What do you feel like the next 3 steps are to make and move the needle?
Pick your niche and make an ad. That's pretty much it. I didn't know that ad that I made was going to hit until I really had no idea. I was so new into Facebook ads that I really didn't have too many high hopes, but just the fact that I was able to throw it together and be like, oh, maybe this might work, changed everything. And if I had not done that, then who knows what would have happened. So just get started, throw something up. A lot of people, when they're trying to do something, they'll message me on Facebook and ask me 30 different questions, which is fine. I like helping people, but instead of doing that, just do it. Just do something, get something up, and see how that goes, and adjust from there. Because I can give you all the advice in the world, but until you do something, you're not even going to know. You're not even going to really understand the whole process and understand everything.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Go out there and make it happen. JR, if anybody wanted to connect with you, what's the best place to follow you?
Go to my website, jrrivas.com, and I will retarget you until you give me your email, and then I will retarget you until you buy something from me. Not really, but yeah, just go to my website. I have free resources on there. Everything that I use, from my computer to software to all kind, the webcam I use is on my website. I have my full story published, and I have a pretty cool opt-in going into detail about how I hit 10K a month. So that's JR.
Is there a resource that would like me to put as a button below this video?
I can share one of those funnels if you don't mind. So I'll give a pretty big disclaimer. I'm a ClickFunnels affiliate. So if I share the funnel and you have a ClickFunnels account, you'll get the funnel. But if you don't have a ClickFunnels account, it'll prompt you to make an account. And if you do make an account and you go past the 14-day trial, then I get an affiliate commission, and that helps me out a whole bunch. So,
which, by the way, guys, doesn't cost anything extra to you.
Right.
Just that Russell's team is sending him money for that thumbs up.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, guys. Well, I thought this was one of our best masterclasses ever because it just is so applicable. Guys, you know exactly what works. You've seen the campaigns. You've seen the targeting. You've seen the niches. So go out there and make it happen. JR, any last minute thoughts?
Not really. Just go out there and make it happen. Getting started is the most important part. And I never really understood that until I went through that.
Awesome, guys. All right. Well, I'll see you on the inside. Dream big, believe big, and achieve big. Austin and JR, peacing out here.
Now, here are some interesting facts about the mastermind, which give you an idea of how important it is and how necessary that you embrace this principle and make use of it in attaining success in your chosen occupation. First of all, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely upon your own efforts for success.